The better it gets, the better it gets. The easier it gets, the easier it gets. When you first start out deliberately co-creating your reality, manifestation is the most difficult. Why? Because you don't really have much proof. Also, you'll have to excuse my voice if it's cracking. I just got up. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's Friday. Technically, I'm still counting this as a Thursday episode because you're getting 2 episodes in 1 week. And I'm just getting off my period and I slept all day yesterday. So we're here. Hi, welcome in. It's going to be a really good episode. So, okay. When you're first starting out with manifestation, it's really hard. And not because it's impossible, not because it's actually hard, but just because you have more resistance. You have more resistant thoughts. You have more doubts. You don't have any proof that it's going to work. You have sources of inspiration outside of you. You have amazing coaches and mentors and teachers like myself that are telling you amazing things. You might watch an amazing testimonial video. And so you're like, okay, like I'm willing to believe that this thing is true. I'm willing to believe that I'm the creator of my reality. I'm willing to believe that my dominant vibration is being reflected back to me. I'm willing to believe that my subconscious mind creates. I'm willing to believe that if I just reprogram my subconscious mind, if I just establish a more supportive belief system, if I just step into that position of leadership in my own mind, that I can have a positive impact on my reality, that I can get what I want, that I can reach my goals. Okay, I'm willing to try this out. I'm willing to believe this. But you do not have any proof in your own personal reality. This is the same when we're talking about developing any skills, right? Let's say that you play a sport and there's a really amazing athlete and they're telling you how when they were your age, when they were at the beginning of their journey, they really sucked. Nobody believed in them. And nobody thought that they were going to be any good. But do you know what they did? They worked their ass off. They developed the skill. They went to practice. And then they practiced some more when they got home. And whatever. And then they became the athlete that they are today. Wow. So inspiring. But still, when you get up and you get out on the court or you get out on the field or whatever, you still have to face your own inadequacies. You still have to have that moment where you are faced with the reality that you can't run that fast yet, or you can't lift that much yet, or you don't have that much stamina yet. You still have not developed the skill. So you have this amazing, inspiring story, and you're willing to believe that it's possible for you to become great and amazing, but you still are where you are. And so that's why we say that the journey to your desire is an emotional journey. It's a mental journey. Because you still have to deal with your lack of self-confidence, your lack of self-esteem. What is self-esteem? Self-esteem, I define it by what we believe that we are capable of doing, of being, of achieving, of creating. Self-esteem is not necessarily the same thing as confidence. I have confidence in something because I've done it multiple times. I know that I can file my own taxes. I have confidence in that because I've done it multiple times successfully. Yay, amazing. I'm confident around that. Self-esteem is a little bit different. Self-esteem is when I believe that I can develop a skill. I'm looking at something that I've never done before, and I'm saying, hey, I believe that I can do this. I believe that I can develop this skill. I believe that I can hit this income goal. I believe that I can reach these kinds of profits in my business. I believe that I can manifest this kind of relationship. I believe that I can get this kind of wardrobe. I believe that I can live in this kind of home. I believe that I can get this kind of car. So, in manifestation, when you're first starting out, you don't have confidence. And also, maybe you might not have self-esteem. Self-esteem is how you respond to your failure. Self-esteem is how you view yourself. When we have low self-esteem, we think, I can't do that, so I'm not even going to try. Self-esteem is what's determining whether or not we develop self-confidence in the first place. Because if I don't believe in it and I'm not going to try, then I'm definitely not going to succeed, right? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. If I don't try, I'm definitely not going to get what I want. And then I'm definitely not going to develop confidence because I will never know what it feels like to get what I desire. So when you're first starting off in manifestation, I think the best way to do manifestation is to do it in a Piscean way and not a Sagittarian way. What do you mean by that? Well, go listen to last Monday's episode where I really broke that down in a beautiful way. Long story short, the Sagittarian way is, ooh, there's this technique. If I write down what I want, that I got what I desire 52 times for 52 days, then I can get the thing that I want, right? Ooh, look at this new technique. Ooh, look at this technique. I'm going to try this one. And then you're just shopping a whole bunch of different things. I know people who sometimes we can get in a cycle where we're not satisfied with what we have. And we're like, maybe I need another course. Okay, I got that course. I got that insight. I didn't get exactly what I wanted. I'm still feeling dissatisfied. I'm going to go get another course. I'm going to go work with another coach. I'm going to go listen to another podcast episode. It can be an experience where the grass always looks greener on the other side. This business didn't work, so I'm going to try another business. That strategy didn't work in my business for getting sales, so I'm going to try another strategy. But when you're doing things in a Piscean way, or maybe even a Virgoian way, your manifestation process is about becoming a new person. It's not, I'm going to try this technique. You're on a journey of, I'm becoming the woman who expects her business to make multi-millions of dollars every single year, every single quarter, every single day. I'm becoming the woman who values her gifts. I'm becoming the woman who expects people to value her gifts. I'm becoming the woman that people listen to when she speaks. There's a change and a shift in your identity. And these are things that take time. These are things that take effort. And what I see with a lot of people is that they give up before their shit actually has time to manifest, before it has time to work, before they have time to develop the new skill, before they have time to really develop that confidence. It's on to the next thing. I did it for a month. I did it for a couple of months. I did it for a little while. I didn't get what I wanted. So now I'm on to the next thing. Something that I have learned and found incredibly valuable is that I am the kind of woman who tries to get everything that I can out of a single situation, out of a single masterclass, out of a single course, out of a single program. I'm going to rewatch the videos a million fucking times. And every single time I listen to the video again, I'm going to hear it in a different way. I re-listen to my own programs and I'm like, oh my fucking God, how did she know that I needed to hear this? How did you know this back in 2023 and I'm in 2025 struggling with the shit today? Manifestation is a game of going deeper and deeper and deeper within yourself. It's developing the same skills and just getting better and better and better every single time. It's not about, oh, I just need a new strategy. Oh, I just need a new thing to do. Oh, I just need a really cool new technique. It's about the kind of woman that you are choosing to become. It's about developing a mindset that supports you in receiving your desires and reaching your goals. It's about personal development, not trying to be like a magician who is just trying to find the right trick that's going to get them the right result. You're trying to pull the right lever to open the right door, to receive the right treat. It's not that. So, okay, when you first decide that you want something and you start deliberately calling that into your life, all of your doubts and all of your fears are going to come up. They're going to be triggered. So there's a couple of things that are happening when you're first moving through that, when you're first going after your first goal. You are starting to look at your fears and you're starting to get practice shifting and overcoming your fears. You're also practicing rewiring your mind. So let's say I'll use the example of getting sales every single day in my business. Right now, today, I'm at a point where I get sales throughout my day. I get sales when I'm sleeping. Sales are constantly coming in through my business. Payment notifications are a normal, natural thing for me to experience in my business. This was not my experience in 2023. Even though I was getting sales in 2023, I was not getting sales every single day. When I got a sale, it was like, oh my God, yes, it's working, right? 2023 was when I made the receiver's mindset, which was originally called How to Receive. And it's when I made the I Can and I Should course, which is still called the same thing. And so when I originally made these programs, I was selling them for $7. They were miniature trainings. They should have never been $7, but I wanted to develop the skill of selling successfully. So sometimes you're going to underprice something because you want to develop that skill and you want to develop that confidence of, I can sell things. I can successfully sell things. I can successfully communicate the value of something to other people and they will agree to pay cash money for it. Yay. So in 2023, that was a skill that I was developing. I'm practicing talking about my offers. I'm practicing pitching my offers. I'm practicing telling people why my offers are amazing and what's inside of my offers and different things like that. And so I'm starting to get sales. Sales are coming in. I announced my new course. People are buying my new course for $7. I've made like $49 off of this program. This is amazing. Sales are coming in. When a sale would come in, it's like, oh my God, I got another one. I can't believe it. Now there are dozens of sales coming in. There are so many sales coming in. Who is buying from me? I don't really pay attention to it. I just don't. I get the sales. I get the money. It's deposited into my bank account. I do what I need to do with the money. I pay the bills. I do the things. I focus on my financial goals and I'm focusing on going to my next level. Now, back in 2023, I was tapping into the energy of getting sales every single day. And when I was doing that, it felt like that was impossible. It felt like sales every single day. It felt like people would not want what I had to offer. It felt like it would just never happen. I was at Costco picking up a pizza, saying my affirmations and just riffing in my mind about sales are coming in every single day. And it felt like a pipe dream. It felt like, yeah, right. It felt like, will it even happen? So in those moments, it was something that really, I was freaking out a little bit, where I was tapping into the energy of sales coming in every single day, but are they coming in? I check my phone notification. I don't see a notification for sales. I don't see any sales coming in. It's not happening. It's not working. Is it even working? Will it even come in? Is manifestation even real? Now, at that point in 2023, I had already been practicing manifesting money. So that wasn't even a place where I was at like the beginning of my journey. And I still was dealing with that lack of confidence, right? And that difficulty of those unsupportive thoughts coming up. But I obviously kept going. I kept doing the mindset work of debunking my negative thoughts. I kept doing the mindset work of saying, no, it's not true that I can't have sales every single day. It's not true that I can't be supported by money. It's not true that I can't have a successful business. It's not true that I can't be financially safe and secure. It's not true that I can't be financially stable. It's not true that those things are not available to me. I was scripting and tapping into the energy of having my taxes paid before I had ever paid any taxes at all. And so now I'm here in August of 2025 and sales are coming in regularly. And sales every day doesn't feel like, oh my God, this crazy thing that I could never imagine. Now, one of the things that I'm focusing on is increasing my course sales every single day, increasing the pay in fulls that I get for my course sales, increasing my income in general, increasing my savings, increasing my confidence in the value of my work. And when I think about the idea of having thousands of dollars come into my life through my business every single day, I don't feel the same that I felt in 2023 because I have manifested so many different things. In 2023, I was really afraid to increase my sales. I was really afraid, maybe even in 2024, to increase my sales because I was afraid if I'm getting dozens of sales and all of these people are signing up and they're going to need customer service help, and what if something happens and then I'm overwhelmed with customer service emails, and then people are going to hate me and then I'm going to lose my money. I'm sharing those fears now, but I'm sharing those fears with you now, but I don't even understand what I was freaking out about today. Like, back then, it was a very big deal to me. I was really, really afraid. I was like, I can't do this. I can't increase my sales. I can't have dozens and hundreds of people enrolling in my programs. I don't have the capacity. I can't handle this. And then that's when I got my next assistant. Because I was like, well, if I'm going to have a whole bunch of emails coming in and I'm afraid that I'm going to have a whole bunch of emails coming in that I won't be able to handle, then I'll just get an assistant. I'll just get help. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But that took me several rounds of journaling. In manifestation, it's not in mindset work. You don't get one epiphany and then, oh my God, I had one breakthrough and now I'll never have to look at this unsupportive belief ever again. That's not how it works. You have a fear that comes up, you have a worry that gets triggered, and then you debunk that shit for a month straight. Or you debunk that shit for 3 months straight. Or you debunk that shit for a year straight. Maybe several. I've been debunking the story that nobody wants what I have to offer since the beginning of my business. Well, I've told that story that nobody wants what I have to offer. I can't raise my prices. I can't offer coaching. I can't sell a reading for $111. Nobody's going to pay that. They do pay it. They pay it all the time. I still am having moments where I'm debunking that thought, where I'm shifting that, where I'm challenging that, where I'm poking holes in that story and telling a new story. You don't just do the work one time. You don't just do the journaling prompts one time. You don't just uncover the subconscious story one time. And this is really good because when you're doing the journaling work and you're reflecting and then the same fear comes up, you can say, oh, I know what to do about this. I know that's not true. The better it gets, the better it gets. The easier it is, the easier it is. So I'm sitting here having these conversations with myself about taking my business to the next level. Whole time, when I was getting sales every single day, when I'm now in the place where dozens of sales and hundreds of sales is becoming my normal more and more, I'm not having a whole bunch of emails coming in. I've got my automations down. I've got things handled in my business. I focus on problem solving and solutions. I consider myself to be a really great communicator. People figure shit out. People are capable. Things in my business are good. Things in my business are fine. The shit that I was super afraid of, it didn't happen. But I still had to deal with those fears. And so now, because I have confidence, because I have manifested certain things, because I have reached certain financial goals around my responsibility, around paying my bills every single month, around being able to take care of myself, around receiving, because I have reached those goals, now I'm at a place where I think about my dreams and I think about my desires and I think about my next level, and I don't struggle so much with the thought of this is never going to happen. Now I think about my desires and I think about my goals, and I sometimes go, whoa, this is really going to happen. This is really showing up. This is what I desire is really coming in. What I want is really coming together. There are places that I wanted to be in my own personal life before I got the relationship that I desire. There were certain places that I wanted to be in my personal life before I went to my next level in my business, before I started traveling more. And now I'm checking off so many boxes of the things that I've always wanted. It's like my desires are right there. Things are aligning in such a beautiful way. Everything is coming together. What I want and desire is manifesting. So the point of today's episode is I want you to understand that the better it gets, the better it gets. Of course, it's hard in the beginning. Of course, it's challenging in the beginning. Of course, it's difficult in the beginning. It doesn't get easier when you give up. It doesn't get easier when you run away. It doesn't get easier when you stop trying. You can take a break, that's fine. But when you get back up, you're still going to have to deal with those fears. You're still going to have to deal with those feelings of inadequacy. Right now, my relationship with failure is one where failure is meaning nothing to me because I know that my success is inevitable. I've been talking about one of my latest programs, well, not a latest program, but lately I've been talking about one of my favorite programs. It's I Can and I Should. It's my self-esteem boosting program. It's all about healing your relationship with failure and reaching your goals and believing in yourself and seeing yourself as the successful woman before you have the success, before you have the position in the company, right? This is how you move through imposter syndrome. This is how you heal imposter syndrome at the root, because imposter syndrome is just when I have something, but I don't have the self-concept to match it. I have this position, I have this degree, I have this income, but I don't see myself as the successful woman. I don't see myself as the boss. I don't see myself as worthy of holding this position. I don't see myself as as being someone who has great ideas that deserve to be listened to, right? So the course is amazing and the course is wonderful. And I've been sending out emails on Monday and Wednesday, and another one is going out on Friday to my email list, which now has hundreds more people on it. And I still haven't gotten a new sale for the course yet. And in previous months, I would have been like, oh my God, it's just not happening. People don't want it. It's too expensive. Now I'm like, no, the night is still young. I'm going to keep talking about the course until I'm done talking about the course. I know for a fact that there are people who are listening to podcast episodes, starting from the beginning of the podcast, learning about the programs and wanting to take the programs and, moving their way through the programs that they want to take. I know it because they email me and I talk to them. Hi, hello, if you're listening to this now, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Sometimes you're planting seeds. Sometimes people aren't going to buy until they hear about it for the third time. Sometimes they're not going to buy until they hear about it for the fourth time. Sometimes they're not going to buy until 6 months from now. It doesn't matter. Why? Because I have a relationship with money where my financial goals are met and secure and they're fine and they're okay. I have a relationship with the value of my work where in previous years I would have thought, should I run a sale? Should I do a discount? Should I blah, blah, blah? Absolutely fucking not. Because when I sell my work for $7, when I sell my work for a lower amount of money, people get into it and they treat it like it's not valuable. And they don't get the right shit from it. They don't get the value from it because they're not interacting with it as if it's a valuable thing. Oh, it's just something I paid $7 for. It's just something I paid $50 for. I'm going to listen to the audios once. I'm going to maybe do the journal prompts, and that's going to be that. Versus when you're paying hundreds of dollars for something or you're paying thousands of dollars for something, I'm leaving here with something. Because I'm investing my money into this thing, I'm going to listen to it more times. That's going to influence the way that I interact with it. And so, because over time I've dealt with my fears, because over time I've dealt with my feelings of inadequacy and me second guessing myself over my pricing, and because over time I've developed a new relationship with my failure, it doesn't mean anything when I talk about my offer and nobody buys immediately. It means nothing, because I decide who I am. I decide that I'm successful. I decide that I'm wanted. And if I talk about my offers and nobody buys, and then I start telling that story, if that old fucking experience gets triggered, where I'm feeling like nobody wants what I have to offer, oh my God. I'm sounding frustrated because my fucking computer is pissing me off and I'm about to scream. Okay. Anyway, my screensaver just went on my computer, and I hate when it does that because I don't want it to stop the audio. So I'm like moving the mouse like, hey, I'm still using the computer, but it wasn't. Anyway, it's fine. Okay. I have those moments where I talk about an offer and nobody buys. And it's like, oh, does nobody want it? That's not true. Maybe they don't get paid until this Friday. Maybe they don't get paid until next Friday. Maybe they're looking at it and eyeing it and deciding that they're going to purchase it. Maybe this is the email that sends us over the edge. I don't know. And I also don't really care, because the results in the physical reality don't mean anything to me. I have self-esteem. My self-esteem is not dependent upon my physical results. My self-esteem is my mindset. My self-esteem is how I see myself. My self-esteem is what I know about myself. My self-esteem is what I choose to expect, regardless of the results that are happening in my physical reality. My self-esteem is a skill that I'm developing. It's hard and difficult to deliberately call in what you desire, to manifest what you want when you want it. It's challenging in the beginning, but you do it a couple of times. And then you can say, well, I'm feeling disappointed that I don't have the thousands of dollars coming in every single day in my business that I want. I'm feeling disappointed that I don't have the millions of dollars coming into my business that I desire. And that's okay. But look at what I've manifested. I've manifested having my taxes paid. I've manifested having my taxes filed. I've manifested sales coming in every single day. I've manifested going from selling my programs for $7 to selling my programs for thousands of dollars. I have manifested increasing my income. I've manifested charging more. I've manifested getting higher and higher paying clients. I've manifested consistent income. I've gone from having absolutely no money coming into my account. I've gone from making negative money for an entire month. There have been times in my business where I went 30 fucking days without receiving any money at all. Now I'm living a life experience where, could I imagine going 30 days without making money? Yes, I can imagine it. But do I think that that's possible? Absolutely not, because sales are coming in every single day, because new women are finding my work every single day, because I post on YouTube and I make money from YouTube, so I get a check deposited into my bank account from YouTube at least once a month. Even if nobody purchases the extended reading that I talk about in the pick a card video, it's not that it doesn't matter, but I made money regardless because people clicked and the YouTube channel is monetized. I'm winning either way. Even if I go live on YouTube to do a $25 to do $25 readings and nobody books a reading, do you know what I'm doing while I'm on that live? I'm doing my money mindset work. So I make money regardless because I'm rewiring my subconscious mind, and I'm making money because people are watching the live and the live is monetized. So even if they just come in and they click for a moment, they watch an ad, I make money. Every single move that I make in my business makes me money. So am I having an experience where I'm going, oh my God, could I have a month where I make absolutely nothing? No, I'm not having that experience. I'm not having that fear. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not struggling with that. But in 2019, I was having that fear, even though my channel was monetized. I was having an experience where I wasn't making anything. I've been receiving checks from YouTube every single month. There was 1 month this year that I did not reach the threshold, and I don't remember what month it was. It was either for May or June, where I didn't reach the threshold, so I didn't get a payout for that month, but I still made money from AdSense, and then it was deposited, into my account the next month because it went over the threshold. But the point is, in 2024, my channel was monetized. In 2023, my channel was monetized. But I wasn't getting payouts every single month for several fucking months until the end of summer 2023. The end of summer 2024. And then payouts are happening every single month. It's easy to reach your goals once you have the practice of putting yourself out there and trying, but you have to be willing to risk failure, and you have to be willing to look at those thoughts that are going to come up that say, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if I can't do it? What if I hear a negative thing? I can't deal with a negative thing. I can't deal with the disappointment. I can't deal with the failure. So I'm just going to stick my head in the sand. I'm just going to run away. I'm just not going to take action. And then you're going to stay a failure. And that's not fun. So you show up and you try, and maybe you fail, and it's okay. The failure's not permanent. The no doesn't mean anything until you give up as a consequence of it. The no does not mean anything until you give up on love as a consequence of it. Being ghosted does not mean anything until you give up on love as a consequence of it. Being mistreated by a man does not mean anything until you give up on all men because of it. Somebody saying they don't want your program, somebody saying they don't want your coaching, someone saying that they don't want your offer, somebody saying that they're not interested in hiring you right now does not mean anything until you give up as a consequence of it. How many times did Walt Disney fail before Disney took the fuck off? Disney was like his third animation company. Walt Disney was a failure. Doesn't that sound silly? Doesn't that sound fucking silly today? How many Disneyland theme parks are all over the world right now? Isn't there Disneyland in Tokyo? Isn't there Disneyland in Paris? Isn't there Disneyland in Florida? Isn't there Disneyland in Anaheim? Isn't there a secret Disney club that costs I don't know if it costs $33,000 to be in it annually, or it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars? How much motherfucking money is Disney making in general? How much money has Disney made in the entire history of the company? But it was a company that was started by a failure. Failure doesn't mean anything. People fail all of the fucking time. I have failed so much in my business. The last thing that I have to say to you is you should make it your goal to fail so much. Fail so fucking much that your failure stops meaning anything. And also you need the mindset tools so that your failure can stop meaning anything. And those are actually the tools that I'm giving you inside of the I Can and I Should program. It's open for enrollment. It's always open for enrollment. It's an amazing program that helps you to develop a new relationship with your failure. A lot of times we are afraid to fail because we're going to be embarrassed and we're going to be ashamed. And that's what we talk about in the program. We talk about why we feel embarrassed and why we feel ashamed and where these stories come from. It's rooted in our childhood experiences, of course. And so we're going to look at those memories. We're going to process some stuff. We're going to rearrange some stuff in our own mindsets. We're going to change the way that we look at ourselves. We're going to change the way that we look at our efforts. We're going to change the way that we look at failure. And we're going to step into that position of leadership in our own minds. We're going to develop the mindset that I can reach my goals and I should reach my fucking goals. My goal is inevitable, and you're going to learn how to deliberately develop, choose, create your own self-concept. A lot of us, our self-concept, our self-perception is rooted in the results that we get. We talk about our offer, we post on social media, nobody buys, then we internalize that. Our self-concept becomes, nobody buys from me, I'm a failure. But the woman who's the leader of her mind, she's not looking at the external. She's not waiting for the external to decide who she is. She decides, I'm a winner. That's weird that I talked about my offer and nobody bought. Oh well, I'm a winner. They must be getting their money together. I'm a winner. My work is incredibly valuable. I'm a winner. They must want what I have to offer. They're in my world. They're buying my work. They love my energy. They love learning from me. My work is amazing. I give great examples. Of course they're signing up. I'm a winner. I'm successful. I was born to be successful. I was born to be a multimillionaire. Have you seen my tastes? No, you haven't. You haven't. We don't have time to talk about it. We don't have time to talk about it. God gave me incredibly expensive tastes. Would God give somebody incredibly expensive tastes if they were born to be poor? No, he wouldn't, because God is good. Wealth is my destiny. This is my mindset. This is my mindset. And the beautiful thing about it is that it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else but you, because you're the leader of your mind. Somebody out there, a loser, could be listening to this and could be thinking, that's so stupid. You think that just because you have expensive taste that you're entitled to wealth? That's not how the real world works. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, I feel like I'm going to die just sharing that stupid perspective. And that's fine. Because guess what? I mean, that person having that perspective is fine. Because guess what? They don't think for me. They think for them. Can't imagine the life that they're having with that mindset. Can't imagine how hard they have to work to reach their goals with that fucking mindset. Versus me. I do feel entitled to success. I do feel entitled to happiness. I do feel entitled to fulfillment. I do perceive myself to be a child of God who is loved and supported and created for a reason. I do perceive myself to be someone whose heart's desires were given to them by the Most High God for me to walk out in this lifetime. And that's the reason why I'm able to do impossible shit. That's the reason why I'm able to turn a business around. That's the reason why I'm able to reach my financial goals. That's the reason why I'm able to sell the shit that I'm able to sell. That's the reason why I'm able to successfully raise the prices of my courses and my programs and my coaching and my tarot readings and my et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because I have developed a mindset that works for me. Inside of the I Can and I Should program, I'm helping you to develop a mindset that's going to work in your favor instead of working against you, instead of having a mindset that's going to require you to work harder, instead of having a mindset that is going to have you sitting in a position of power. You've made it, but you don't actually think that you belong. So how much good are you really doing? I don't want to talk about the members in Congress, but it's such an amazing point. How many people have risen to positions of power, and then you get into the position of power, you are the elected official, and you can't do all of the things that you want to do. There's so many experiences that the good-hearted politicians have where they step into the position of power and then they go, but I can't do any of the things that I want to do because I'm a good person and I don't do the shady shit, but the other people are not good people and they do the shady shit. No. It's not that the shady shit is the shit that you have to do in order to win. It's that the people that are doing the shady shit expect to win. Sometimes the evil person's mindset is stronger than yours. I don't want to continue to live in a world where the evil people's mindsets are stronger than ours. I want to live in a world where we're empowered. I want to live in a world where we're the leaders of our fucking minds. I want to live in a world where my politicians and my legislators, my women that are in positions of power, that are making the important motherfucking decisions, are waking up every single day strong in their convictions, knowing that they have been chosen by God to be in these positions to do a good job, knowing that everything is on their side. Expecting shit to work in their favor even when it looks like everything is going to hell. That's internal leadership. Everybody does not have that. That is a skill that you must deliberately develop. Unless you had parents that helped you develop it in your childhood, and in that case, you're incredibly lucky and rare. Congratulations. And if that's not the case, then check out my course. Check out my program. It's fucking amazing. It continues to blow my mind. Of course, I've added more trainings and I've added a bonus. And oh my God, one of my favorite bonuses of all time is this self-concept workshop. And basically it's this like slideshow. I want to say it's like 30 minutes to an hour. I can't remember how long it is, but it's like 12, 15 questions. And I'm asking you the questions and you're journaling and you're answering along to the questions while you're going through the workshop. And it's basically helping you to flesh out that perspective and that self-concept of the version of you that's the powerful manifester, the version of you that gets what she wants and gets what she desires. You becoming this desired version of yourself is just you practicing seeing yourself differently. The only reason that you buy the course and the only reason that you buy the program is because it makes your life easier. Not because you absolutely have to have it if you want to succeed. If just listening to my podcast elevates you and you're fucking winning in life, first of all, send me an email because I will add that to my testimonials. And also, if that's what works for you, then that's what works for you. That's fine. I get tremendous value from listening to Abraham Hicks audios on YouTube. I've never gone to one of their workshops. I think I have a book from them. I have this like affirmation like book from them. Anyway, but I didn't buy the book. I just listened to the audios. So if just listening to the audios is good for you and it's working for you and you're getting amazing results, then that's great. But the courses are for when you're deciding that you're ready, when you're locking in and those unsupportive limiting beliefs start showing up and you don't know how to move through it and you want to give up, because of course you want to give up. If your own brain is telling you can't do it, if your own brain is telling you it's not working, if your own brain is telling you that it's not possible, if your own brain is telling you that the world is not on your side, if your own brain and even the shit going on in your physical reality is reflecting back to you that you will never reach it, maybe you want some more support. Maybe you want amazing fucking journal prompts that are going to help you to see things differently. Maybe you want journal prompts that when you answer them are going to help pull you into an experience of relief. There's a lot of manifestation teachers out there that are like, just persist. And that is true. You do need to persist. However, I believe in having an emotionally mature and compassionate approach. I was not the kind of woman who could have my negative thoughts saying, the money is never coming, what I desire is never coming, I'll never make it. And then I just say, fuck that thought. The money is showing up. That did not work for me. That did not work for me at all. I could not do that. That felt like chaos. That felt like bullshit. That felt like overwhelm. I gave up every single fucking time. So I don't know what kind of strong ass mental soldiers, stronger than the fucking Marines, that those other coaches are. Baby, I don't know. I don't know, but I don't have that. Okay? I don't have the ability to ignore how I feel emotionally. I don't have the ability to override my own fears, and I wouldn't want it. I don't want to live in a world where I'm ignoring how I feel, even though how I feel is valid. I want to live in a world where I understand myself. I want to live in a world where I understand why I'm thinking the unsupportive thoughts and I know what to do about it. To me, that's how you heal shit at the root, because the beautiful thing about your mind and your subconscious beliefs is that, sure, in manifestation, you might be able to ignore your unsupportive thoughts and just persist and then get what you want. But those experiences from your childhood that you have not processed, it's not going to go anywhere. You're not going to ignore your way into a better life experience. You're not going to ignore your way into emotional fulfillment. You're going to self-awareness and compassion and understand your way into emotional fulfillment. I want you to understand why you're feeling that imposter syndrome. I want you to understand why you're so afraid to fail. I want you to have that self-awareness, because that's power. I want you to know what to do with your fears, because that's power. And it's universal. You're developing skills that will help you again and again and again and again. I have confidence in my ability to take care of financial responsibilities, and that translates. I remember, this was almost a year ago. I was doing a free training. It's inside of the Receiver's Mindset course now. And in the training, we were talking about like student loans. And one of the lovely women that was there for the live training, she was like, yeah, I'm not going to pay my student loans at all. I'm just going to ignore them. And she was like, like, that's not going to impact me. She's like, in the UK, I don't know what they do there with the student loans and shit like that. But anyway, she's like, yeah, it's not going to impact me. Like, no big deal. I'm just going to ignore it. And I was like, okay, that's fine. But from my perspective and my energy, yeah, my student loans might be over $40,000, but I want to buy a home. And like I've already disclosed earlier in the episode, I have expensive taste. If I can't pay off a $40,000+ loan, how the fuck am I going to handle a mortgage that probably 110% is definitely going to be more than $1 million? Just 100, yeah. Can't imagine it being any different. I know what I am. How would I be able to do that? So my relationship with my goals, things like student loans, things like credit card bills, things like my credit score, I'm recognizing that certain milestones are transferable. It's about my relationship with achieving my goals. It's about my relationship with my own integrity. It's about doing what I said that I was going to do. When I say that I'm going to do something and then I do it, I develop self-trust. When I have that self-trust, when I have that self-confidence, and when I have the skills that I need to navigate through failures and to navigate through frustrations, I have self-esteem. All of these things are combining so that I can continue to set higher and higher and higher goals I can continue to achieve. I will always get what the fuck I want. Years ago, I was afraid to claim what I want. I was afraid to talk about my dreams and my goals online in my business because what if I don't get it? What if I don't make it? And then everybody will know that I'm a failure, that I'm not good enough. Now, I don't give a fuck what you think. Because what you think and what goes on in my bank account, they're not correlated at all. Hallelujah. What you think about my business, what you think about life coaching, what you think about the work that I do, what you think about psychics has absolutely nothing to do with my bottom line. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. These are the real life practical results of having a supportive mindset. You're free of the opinions of others, and you get to experience what it feels like to own your desires confidently, not just in front of the world, but within yourself. And that is a level of peace that money in and of itself cannot buy. That's a skill that you have to take out the time personally to develop. You're not going to get that by just listening to this podcast. You've got to practice. Okay? So, if you would love some additional trainings and amazing exercises that will help you develop these skills and practice and achieve that self-confidence and self-esteem, then I highly recommend that you check out the I Can and I Should course. It is open year round. It's not on sale, but I am subject to raise the prices of my courses whenever the fuck I want. So do whatever you like. I love you lots, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.